did you know that condoms at any age are just fine? A totally natural thing to buy. So even if you're a little 8-year-old, the Teen Council wants you to know you can buy condoms too. Unbelievable. Oh man, so we already warned you guys about something called the Teen Council, because they go out and they recruit teen sexperts. So they want kids teaching kids about sex, which maybe I'd prefer that to random teachers teaching kids about sex in their own way, because that turns out to be weird as well. But this is basically a Trojan horse for Planned Parenthood to infiltrate our schools. That's what it is. So it's part of Planned Parenthood. It's the Teen Council, and a lot of different schools have these where, you know, teens can be part of teaching sex education to their peers. But a lot of the stuff they teach is just downright weird. And we did a whole previous segment on some of the really bizarre, like radical gender ideology, trans ideology stuff that gets shared through Teen Council. This one was sent to us over the weekend. And it's just like, why? Why is this something that we're allowing in any school environment? You know, I gotta love them all standing around with their dildos on the table, learning to put condoms on, which I get it. I get it. Safe sex. We learn about safe sex too. Can't you use a banana though? There's just something that makes me feel better if you just use a banana.
They specifically mentioned that those are made of wood.
Gotcha.
Of course.
Of course. Great. But here's the thing that really kind of freaks me out. So the Teen Council, and again, these a lot of the times they're social media accounts that are specific toward local schools, but they put out a lot of the same content. So it says teen sexual healthcare rights in Washington. So it's a flyer that teens can use to inform other teens about their rights in Washington from a sexual health perspective. This is insane. So the first little block says age of consent for sex. It says the age of consent is 16. However, they want you to know, it is not a crime if you are 11 and have sex with somebody 2 years older or less, 12 to 13 and have sex with somebody who is 3 years older or less, 14 to 15 and have sex with somebody who's 4 years older or less, or 16 and 17 and have sex with someone who is 5 years older or less. Why do we need to be telling 11-year-olds that it's not a crime if they have sex with someone as long as that person is less than 2 years older than them? What on God's green earth is the purpose of that? Absolutely insane. Talks about emergency contraception, talks about birth control. You know, some of this teens are learning anyway. Talks about condoms. You can buy a condom at any age. You can get birth control at any age. Abortion. You do not need permission from your parent or guardian to get an abortion at any age. So, you know, teaching those 11-year-olds who they just told it's totally fine for you to have sex with someone as long as they're not 2 years, more than 2 years older than you. Also, it's totally fine to get an abortion. You don't need parental consent. And of course, this is all being pushed by Planned Parenthood. And look, this is coming from someone who's pro-choice. I have never wavered in my pro-choice position. I'm not pro-choice without any qualifications, but certainly I'm fine with Washington state's law as it is. But I am certainly not fine with, one, kids who are as young as 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, going to get an abortion and their parents have no clue that they were even pregnant in the first place because you don't need parental consent for it. It's all just so strange. The only thing on here I support is the little bit about sexting, where it teaches kids about, hey, you know, okay, I mean, I get it. You don't want to encourage sexting.
Right. And at the end, by the way, it's not illegal to have sexually explicit images of yourself on your phone. Like, I think...
True. It says, yeah, it is illegal to send, possess, display, or share text messages or pictures of an explicit sexual nature from another person under the age of 18, even if you have permission. So I think that's a good thing for them to know, because this stuff is actually happening, right? Like, hey, you could actually be charged with a serious crime if you do this, but it's okay. You know, that 11-year-old, we just told you it's okay if you have sex with someone. You know, you can have these, you can possess sexually explicit images of yourself at any age. Right. Why are we doing this?
And also, I just love it. I'm pretty sure that top right photo in birth control is the puberty blocker. I love how they're teaching puberty blockers as birth control.
Is that a puberty blocker? Yeah, I think it is. Maybe. could also be you talk about the things
No,
shaped like a T?
That's the T one, the one on the top corner, like right corner.
Ah, gotcha.
That is like, they just put it under the skin. That's a puberty blocker.
Yeah, well, and you know that the teen council is all these kids are talking about because they all convince each other to be transgender, you know, and then letting them know, hey, you can do this without your parents' consent. This is legal to do this, legal to do this. They want kids to push the boundaries. They're sexualizing kids, okay? That's what it boils down to. They're absolutely sexualizing kids. It's creepy, it's wrong. If your kid joins the teen council, immediately remove them from it and prohibit them from talking to anyone who's on the teen council. Ridiculous. Planned Parenthood has no place in schools.